Hello Virgo, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Virgo for the week of October 24th. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Virgo. Now I'm using the Tarot Muka, the After Tarot, as well as the Prism Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. All right, let me make sure we're all set up here and in view, and we'll get right into it. Do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel for regular updates from me. Really helps me out as well. Okay, so make sure we get some cards here. Let's go ahead and get some of these oracle cards. And you know what? I think that looks just about good enough to me. All right, energy on the bottom. You have the Star. So the Star is, for me, one of the best cards to find in a reading. I love this card. Star is many things. First, it's one of the major wish cards in the tarot. And so if you've thrown a wish out to the universe, you definitely want to see the Star, because the Star says that that's coming back in, right? That wish that you've cast out to the universe is being returned to you. Another thing here is it can represent synchronicities, signs, as the stars are a part of the cosmos, just like you are. But it's a reminder that there's something potentially bigger than us out there when you get the Star. And synchronicities are very real. And, you know, for you, let me actually just say this as well. The Star is another card that can indicate healing in the tarot. So if you've been through, so the Star comes, the idea is that the Star comes after the Tower, right? The Tower is an upheaval, it's a change, it's destruction. And the Star is tranquility and healing after you've gone through something challenging. For you, you know, I think what's happening here is there are changes that are going on right now with the Five of Swords and the Death card in the future. But these changes here are cornered by or surrounded by very positive energy for you. And I guess what I'm kind of building up to here is that any loss, change, or defeat in this period of time seems to be some type of synchronicity for you. It's almost like the word that just came to my mind is realignment. There's a realignment that's happening for you. And you know, when we go through periods of realignment, many times, you know, we have to also go through painful realizations. And I guess that is kind of what I'm feeling here for you. So let's go ahead and let's just dive in. So in the current situation, or the overall situation rather, you have the Five of Swords. You can see it, the Five of Swords represents loss, okay? It represents defeat. But the Five of Swords is totally recoverable. It's not like the Ten of Swords. It does not mean that you're out of the game. In fact, when you get the Five of Swords, you're very much still in the game. And the Five of Swords is an energy that I like to look at. Is it's sort of like a card that makes you stronger. It's this idea of getting knocked down and getting back up. So if we're putting this here together with the Star and the Five of Swords, you know, any sort of like conflict, challenge, defeat, you know, situation like that you're maybe dealing with right now, you know, this feels like, you know, this might look like a synchronicity for you, or this might look like something that creates realignment for you in your life, I think is what's going on here. Now, in the past, you have the Queen of Wands, you have the Four of Pentacles, and you have the Nine of Wands, you have the Four of Pentacles, and you have the Queen of Wands. So, Queen of Wands, Nine of Wands here, showing up. There's been something here that has been biting at you, tapping you on the shoulder, nudging you. You know how like it's annoying when somebody just like taps you, like just keeps tapping you on the shoulder? You know how annoying that is? I don't know if you think that's annoying, I do. When people just like tap you, you know? That's the energy of like the Nine of Wands, right? This person's a little frustrated, okay? They're weary from the journey. But the thing is, they're literally so close to just crossing the finish line, right? So the Nine of Wands energy is all about persevering and not giving up. The worst thing you could do is give up when you get the Nine of Wands. It can be an energy of annoyance, though. But here's another thing. There are a couple, obviously these cards, they all have, there are so many different ways. Tarot is up for interpretation. But what I will say is, if you really do some research into the Nine of Wands and the Four of Pentacles, which you have here as well, both of these cards, in some respects, can indicate hesitancy, or rather resistance. And it's interesting because I think for some of you here, the message for you is it's not a time for you to swim upstream. Okay? In this week, it's not a time for you to swim upstream. It's not a time for you to fight the current in any way. And I think getting out of resistance mode is going to be extremely important for you in this week. And I'll say this, and I think maybe even going forward here as well, because there are changes. And the worst thing you could do when a change happens is to resist it. I think that's like a healthy, it's like, what I should say is that's like a normal thing. Many people resist change, but change happens for a reason, right? We're not fixed beings. We're always changing. And you have this Queen of Wands here as well. The Queen of Wands is not somebody who's in resistance mode. Okay, the Queen of Wands is the opposite. The Queen of Wands is always attracting. Okay, you can't attract when you're resisting. And the Queen of Wands is bold, courageous, assertive. So for you, you're attracting this change into your life, and it's probably happening for a reason. I would say it is happening for a reason, personally, because of the Star card. The Star card is this idea of synchronicities, like I've said, being in the starlight, connecting with the stars, connecting with the universe, bringing that wish into your life that you've always wanted. So, yeah. Now, in the current situation, you have the Six of Wands, you have the Five of Swords, and you also have the Knight of Cups here. So, where do we start? So, here's the thing with this reading, which is, like in each column, there's a challenge, like Nine of Wands challenge, maybe Five of Swords challenge, Death card challenge. But with each challenge, there are positive energies here. And so, for me, there's another reading, and I really forget which sign it is. I really wish I knew which sign it is, but they have the same thing, a challenge in each row, or a challenge in each column. I guess this is about you working through the challenge. Like the fact that each challenge is paired with a positive card, to me suggests that you're going to run right through the challenge. Okay, you're not going to let it hold you back. You're going to make it happen. You have the Knight of Cups here, which is all about potentially, it's a big card of romance in the tarot. It's like if you look up the definition, the Knight of Cups might be associated with like a knight in shining armor, or somebody that you romanticize, I think is a better way of putting it, in your mind. It's a dreamy type of energy when you get the Knight of Cups. But, I'm not getting a love vibe here. Okay, this doesn't feel like a love reading to me. This Knight of Cups for you, I think, is about connecting to a vision. The Knight of Cups person is, like, in some respects, like psychic, right? We'll use the word psychic. And they are dreaming about what could be in this cup here. And so I think for some of you, this is about, connecting to a vision that you have for yourself, or a vision that you have for the future. Now you have this Knight of Wands here, the Six of Wands here as well in the upper row. Six of Wands is about a major victory in one's life. This person is victorious, they are successful, and they are kind of sort of like taking their victory lap, so to speak, when you get the Six of Wands. And it's because they've kind of jumped over the hurdle of the Five of Wands. They have they are the one who won the battle of the 5 wands, and they're now taking their victory lap. So when you get the 6 of wands, it is a sign of success. It is a sign of exceeding expectations, And so I really like that here for you with the 5 of swords, right? 5 of swords, challenge, conflict, loss, defeat. But again, something that you're going to get right back up from. Definitely not something that you're going to let hold you back in any way. Now, in the future, you have the 3 of Pentacles, you have the Death card, and you also have the King of Swords, okay? So 3 of Pentacles here, this connects to colleagues, potentially your workplace, your work environment, your day-to-day at work, like your office, all that sort of thing. If you work in an office, it can also just talk about you building something. You can see that this person has a mallet in their hand, they're chiseled, right? And they're also chiseling away at something here. This is hard work, this is building, this is energy, this is effort, and the rewards that go along with that. So this can be a card of reward and recognition for all of your hard work that you're doing in your life. You have this here with the Death card, right? The Death card is nothing to be afraid of in the tarot. The Death card is change. Change is inevitable. The only thing scary about the Death card is the fact that it's change. Change is scary. And yes, many people do resist change, but the life hack, whatever you want to call it, I'll call it a life hack, is to not resist change, is to recognize that change is happening for a reason. And change is a gift for you. It's a gift. Change is a gift because it allows you to create realignment, I think, in this situation. I like this. Change is a gift for you. And I think for some of you, this looks like pursuing something that maybe comes with more rewards here, maybe in terms of your career. And I also think could make you a lot happier here as well with the Knight of Cups, which, this can be, the Knight of Cups can be a happy event happening in your life. You have this King of Swords here as well, which is taking an objective look or an objective approach to your situation and kind of, an objective approach, an unbiased look at your situation, I think is what's happening here. And so I think that this is being applied to change, right? And just recognizing that change is probably happening for a reason. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at these oracle cards here. Okay. So you have abundance, determination, strength, and movement. Yeah, so determination and strength, I love this for you because those 2 cards, with this 5 swords, you're definitely building determination, you're definitely building strength. Having gone through a 5 swords energy with the Death card, change does make us stronger, right? Change makes us stronger, and we have to be determined and we have to be focused and all of those qualities in order to work through change. But you have this abundance and movement. The thing is, this is realignment, okay? This is realignment towards something that I think could be more abundant in your life. And remember, there are multiple sides of abundance, right? Abundance has more than one side. Just like a coin has more than one side, there are more than one side to abundance, right? There's happiness, right? Good family unit, a good relationship, people and friends who respect you. All of that is abundance. And of course, there is the financial and the material side of abundance as well. But my feeling is, because we only have 1 Pentacles card. We have 2 Pentacles here. Look, there could be some rewards here for you, but this is going to be effort based. Just to be clear, this is effort based rewards that's showing up in the cards. So let's go ahead and let's start to clarify now. I really do appreciate you being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. Please hit that like button and subscribe. Helps my channel out. All right. So you have the 9 of Pentacles, you have the Death card again, and you have the 4 of Wands. With the 4 of Pentacles being clarified by the Death card, those 2 cards are not congruent, okay? Those 2 cards do not go together. All right, the 4 of Pentacles, hesitancy. Change is, the Death card is change. And it's change that happens like that. And it's change that you cannot resist. And so I will say that I do think somebody here is hesitating or is resisting. Yeah, somebody here is resisting, and you have been resisting in the past. And what I will say is that this will not serve you. This will not serve you well, okay? Just be totally real with you. This is not going to serve you well. So I would embrace the change that's on the way here. And again, this isn't scary. This is realignment. This is realignment for you. You have the Four of Wands, which is about structure, stability, foundations, achievements. It is a card of marriage. But, you know, what's happening here is, you know, the Four of Wands, you know, it's about celebrations. It's about security in some respects. With the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, to me, it suggests that your security is very important to you, which is normal, right? Everybody wants to have a secure situation. Am I right? Especially with this Nine of Pentacles, which is about financial independence. It's a very good card of abundance. But there's a change here. And I feel like you feel that the change threatens your security. Let's expand on this a little bit more here. So you have the Seven of Wands. You have the Moon. And you have the Seven of Cups. So, you know, the Moon can indicate something that's temporary, something that happens quickly, because the phases of the Moon go very quickly here. The Death card of the Moon and the Death card in this row with the Five of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Whatever's happening for you is not forever, okay? So like whatever change is happening, it's almost like it's like ripping off the Band-Aid is what's happening here. So I almost feel like, you know, this is up to you, but I almost feel like there's no fear here. There's nothing that you should fear here. If this is the timeline that you're on, and if this is the reading for you, there's nothing to fear here, I feel like saying. The Seven of Cups with the Knight of Cups is, you know, it says that you have an abundance of good events that will happen in your life, or an abundance of events that will make you happy here in the future, but you can't see them coming yet because the lower row is something you can't see. Knight of Cups, happy event. Seven of Cups indicates many. And the Seven of Wands here, you know, you're defending your position, you're defending what you believe in. You have the Justice card, you have the Six of Cups, and you have the Hermit. Wow, if you have any Leo in your chart, I would say watch the Leo reading as well, by the way. But the Hermit, you know, this is solo energy here with the King of Swords. I would say just trust in your ability to be able to provide for yourself or make the right choice for yourself, right? I feel like some of you, there might be an issue around self-reliance here. Self-reliance, I think, is something that you're worried about. But the cards are like, no, you got this. Like you're gonna be good. Yeah, there's something from the past that you're working through, memories of the past. And you do have this Justice card, which says that your actions in life are really very important. There's also Libra energy here in the future for you. You do have the Magician card. You're manifesting something big into your life. So yeah, this is a really good reading. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. I'll see you in the next reading.